Welcome to Fighting Saints Weekly fans. Jordan Coons with you following the weekend sweep against the Fargo Force. Not the result the Saints wanted particularly, but there is chances ahead. Of course, just 5 games into the season. There's still 55 left in this regular season, still in the early going and looking to get better results moving ahead. It won't get any easier for the Saints. We'll get to that later in the show here as we've got an extended road trip coming up here. We'll get into the details of that in just a second. But first, you can take a look at the highlights of last weekend's games against Fargo, as well as hear from the guys following the 2 losses and moving ahead to the road trip coming. So, to the road the Saints go. It won't be easy, and this is why. The next 5 games are going to be on the road. Next home game is going to be on October the 29th right here. It's a Saturday against the Waterloo Blackhawks, but that's really far away. So what are the challenges ahead? Well, this weekend you got Sioux City and Sioux Falls back-to-back. 2 teams that are definitely on the upswing here this year. Sioux City a lot better than they were a year ago, and Sioux Falls is definitely back in the swing of things after finishing 4th in the Western Conference a year ago. So you got 2 tough tests there, and then the weekend after that you go to Youngstown, which historically has not been a place that the Fighting Saints have won very much at all since they came back in 2010 for whatever Covelli Center magic there happens to be. But if you want to focus on the upcoming games, Sioux City, of course, they finished towards the bottom of the standings last year. I believe it was dead last. There's only one way to go from dead last, and that's up. And they've definitely gone up since then. That's one game on Friday that you want to look out for. Actually, that's Saturday's game. Check that. Friday's going to be in Sioux Falls, which is apparently one of the more packed and hostile environments in the entire USHL. Saints did not get to go there last year, sorry. They didn't get there last year. They will this year. And, of course, to Sioux City, they weren't there last year. The Musketeers came here both times. We'll see if the return of Keegan Mantero in the lineup for the Sioux City Musketeers, see if he gets to play against his former mates from last year. Of course, we will have to see. But you look at it, the Fighting Saints were in both games against Fargo. Friday perhaps outplayed a bit. Saturday they outplayed Fargo. It was tied at 2 both games after Fargo really gave away a 2-0 lead both times. So that's where the positive lies. They've got the resilience to battle back, much like last year's team. But can they put it together in the 3rd period and make a win possible? We're going to find out starting on Friday and Saturday. Both games starting at 7:05, first in Sioux Falls and then to Sioux City. Of course, you can look down the line and get things ready for our return home on the 29th, which is going to be our pet supply drive, which is sponsored by That's My Dog. Bring all sorts of pet supplies to the door, and they will benefit the Dubuque and Jackson County Humane Societies. Looking for leashes and other pet supplies, leashes most prominently, but anything you can bring is good as well. 563-583-6880 or online DubuqueFightingSaints.com is where you go to get your tickets. Jordan Coons signing out. We'll talk to you next time, Fighting Saints Weekly, as the Saints will be coming home from Sioux Falls and Sioux City. So long.